I want to edit the layout. So I want to start doing the history stuff. So in the layout folder where we have main, I'm going to edit this and add a view that we can mess with. Alright, so the hello world, let's move that all the way. Well, let's just put it right there. We'll mess with this layout more later, but we're going to create a custom view. So right here, sorry, a new class. We'll call this the chart view, and we're gonna extend view. Even better than view is, I think, surface view. And later on, I'll look more into this so that we can so that I can optimize it. But right now, I'm just gonna do very simple stuff. Code. No, wait. Edit. Alright, what I'm trying to do right now, I'm gonna add the Ondraw method. And so there's a draw method right here. So we're overriding this draw method. And this is going to be our custom view. We're going to draw the chart in this. So in our main, we can go to, we're just going to do it custom. Now the text view, we have the text view down here. We're going to add the chart view and match parent. Yeah, I guess so. No? See, I haven't messed with constraint layout. I use relative layout. So I might just change this to relative layout. I don't know what this constraint layout thing is. Alright, we're going to do relative. Which means we have to change this too, unfortunately. Remove all that. Put this down at the bottom. And let's make this look pretty. So put it like right here. Okay. I don't need that. I don't think. Okay. So, looks like that's our surface view here. To test, let's do the canvas.draw color. And we're going to do a red. Color dot red. So main activity will have that chart view. Chart view. So that we can update the history and things like that. And after we set the content view, we can set the chart view to chart view. Find view by ID. This thing we need to set an ID right here. Let's set it to chart underscore view. r.id.chart underscore view. And then we can have custom methods inside here. First, let's see if it turns red like it should. We have in our Ondraw canvas thing. Alright, so it did not actually turn red. I haven't done the graphics stuff in a long time. I mean the custom like drawing inside of a view. So I think for now, I'm going to try something real quick because I think if it's not a surface view, this might just work without doing all that stuff. So let me try that really quick. Ah, yes. There you go. So with a view, you can just do it right off the box. Surface view, I guess makes it is. I think they make it more efficient so like you can update the canvas more efficiently. But just for the sake of this live stream, I'm just going to do it like this because it's a lot easier. Now we need some way to store the history in some sort of array or something instead of just a string. And what we want to do is convert this JSON array into an actual like Java array. So what I'm thinking is we can have a class. Okay, I keep doing this. New Java class. We'll just call this a candle. This is our candle class. The candle class will have a string for the time. It will have a string for the low, or let's do open. String for open, string for close, and string for, what was the last one? High, open, close, volume. So it's high and low is what I'm missing. String high, string low. So for the purpose of this video and doing something simple, I'm thinking we can just use the close string for now. And actually, let's not have a string. We can make this a double for close. Well, all these double, open, close, high, low. String is time. Okay. We could put a constructor in here. Public candle. Okay. So we got our candle class, which will hold our every single candle. We have a lot of candles. So let's do an array list. And this will be array list candles. The candle. Okay. Yeah, let's just initialize it here. New array list. So now what we need to do is add all this data that comes in here into the array. We need a for loop for int I equals 0. I is less than, oh, okay, let's change obj to array arr. Is less than arr dot length. All right, so we're looping through this array, right? This is a JSON array, and we can do .get to get the object. Okay, so this is just another JSON array. So it's a JSON array inside of a JSON. It's JSON arrays inside of a JSON array. You can tell by the format. Like a JSON object starts with this character. A JSON array starts with this character. So to reduce memory, we do the JSON array out here, and we'll call this candle array. Candle array equals array dot get, and so this is just a general object, and we want to cast this into a JSON array. And what is this? JSON exception. Try catch. All right. Now then, once again, I want to make sure that this is working. So if candle array is not equal null, then I'm gonna just print it out instead of this print. So that log, I'm gonna just move this down here, and it should print out each candle. So we're gonna do candle array dot toString. And what? Okay, so candle array, we need to initialize it equal to null. Now let's run and see if we get the log output. This is the price history, and it looks nicer because now we're printing out each candle at a time. So we've looped through the JSON array and printed out all the inside JSON arrays. And there's no errors or anything. So now what you do is do another loop inside of this so that we can get the data. Now here we're creating new objects, so it doesn't really matter if I... Okay, so we're creating a candle object. We're creating candle objects. So we put candle here, candle. And we'll say equal to new candle. We got our constructor. And I think it's in order too. Alright, so we got time. Ah, man, it does low, high. Okay, let's do this. Low, high, open, and close. And we do have volume. That's something I kind of forgot to add. I'm gonna add the volume because that could be used later. All right. This dot volume equals volume. Well, yeah. And we just need to add one more. Double volume. Alright, in our main activity, back to here, we're creating the candle object. And this should be pretty easy. You just take the candle array that we got from inside of the JSON array, and we do dot get. So candle array dot get string 0. All right. So we got the first part. Candle array dot get double, and that will be 1 because that is low. All right. Next. Let's just copy this. Okay. I think that's how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What is this? Oh, every single one of these have a JSON exception. Oh, okay. That's alright. We can actually move this catch block all the way down. Now that we have constructed this candle object, we add it to the candles, our global candles object. So we do candles.add, and we're adding the candle. And I want to make sure it's working. So this time I'm only going to print out candle dot close. How about close? Because that's what I want to mess with right now. It's required a string. Got a concat. Okay. So let's see if this is only printing out the close value. Alright, you can see down here it's 7,960. At the top, I think it's a 7,824. Good. So the older values are down here, and then the newer is up here. Awesome. That's our history. So looks like there's no errors here. So we got the candles and everything. What I want to do is a very simple drawing on the canvas. Interacting with UI through an array that's not on the UI can sometimes be strange. But with Android, inside of the run method, so let's say after we get all the candles, after we get all the candles, there's actually in Android a run on UI thread. and you just do new runnable inside of here. Now this is on the UI thread. Alright, inside of the chart view, we want to add a way so we can add our candles to the data. So the candle data into it. So let's create a public void add candles, and it's an array list with candles. And then we'll have a global candles array in here as well. I'm just going to copy this, put this into the chart view up at the top. And let's not do new array list because we're using the one we're passing in. Alright, and then we do this dot candles equals candles. So when we're here, we're updating the UI. Chart view dot add candles, and we're adding all these candles, the global candles array. When we're going through the candles, when we're making a chart, we need to know the highest point and the lowest point so that we can get the scale right. So inside the chart view, I'm going to have a double for highest price and a double for lowest price. Okay, we're adding the candles, right? And we want to loop through the... Yeah, we'll just do it inside the add candles method. So for candle C candles, so this loops through all the candles. Double... Okay, wait, no. Okay. Just in case we're adding different history, highest price, let's set it to 0. And the lowest price, set it to 0. No, set to -1, actually. Okay. So we're looping through the candles, and we want to find the highest and the lowest. For the highest, we're just going to look for the highs of all of them. So if the highest price is less than C.high, then highest price equals C.high. And we're going to do the same thing for the lowest price. If lowest price is greater than C.low, then lowest price equals C.low. Or we'll have an or lowest price equals to -1. So the first value will be set that way. So this should be finding the highest and lowest price. Now inside of add candles, what you need to do to update the drawing, which we're going to work on, is you need to invalidate, I think. Yeah. So invalidate will cause the view to refresh and it will recall the draw method. So there's a couple of things I want to do right before we do the actual drawing. When we're looking at the array, the adding candles to the array at the beginning in the main activity, I want to actually add them in reverse order, so that the first candle is the oldest and the last candle is the newest. And so we'll do int I equals array.length -1, and then I is greater than 0. And that will put in reverse once we make I minus. And then the second thing is we actually have the run on UI thread inside of this loop, and we need to take it outside of the loop. So just move this down outside of the loop so it goes after the loop runs. And then we can go into the chart view and start doing the drawing. I'm going to try to go a little quick on here, since this is already getting kind of long. So I'm going to remove the red background color. Alright, so we're messing with the candles, so if candles is not equal to null, because when the view is first created, it's going to be null because it hasn't downloaded the candles yet. So if it's not null, then we can start doing the scaling and stuff. So I want to start with row size, and this row size will give us like how big each candle will be. So float row size equals canvas dot get width divided by candles dot size. Alright, so taking the width of the screen, dividing it by the number of candles, and that will give us how big we want each row to be. We'll also have a double for the total candle difference. And this will be the highest price minus the lowest price. And that will give us our range so that we can do the scaling correctly. Then next we can do the loop for all the candles. So we'll do for int I equals 0. I is less than candles dot size, and I plus plus. So let's do a double for open, and that will just point to the candles dot get I dot open, and same thing for the close. Double close equals the candles dot get I dot open or dot close. And so those are the opening and closing. We need to do some things with that. So we do if close is greater than open, then we'll do double temp equals to open, and we'll do open is equal to close, and close is equal to the temp. So basically, if the closing point is greater than the opening point, then we're going to switch locations for opening and closing here. Well, it's just with the drawing. We don't want to have a negative value where it's supposed to be a positive value. So if we go into the next point, float top equals, we'll do open minus lowest price divided by total candle difference, and we'll put all that in parentheses, and we're going to multiply that by the canvas dot get height, and then we need to do some casting here to a float, since this is a float, so we can do that. So this will give us the top part of the candle, and with all the scaling and stuff involved. Now we'll do float bottom equals, actually let's just copy this part and change it up a little bit. So instead of open we have close minus lowest price divided by total candle difference times canvas.getHeight. Okay. So now we have the top and bottom of the candle. We draw it. So canvas dot draw rectangle, and we're going to need a paint down here. So let's just set that up real quick. Do candle paint. So right here, paint, candle paint. So this is basically for setting color, setting different settings when drawing and stuff. It's going to be very simple what we're doing. So I'm going to put it in this one. Candle paint equals new paint, and then we'll do candle paint dot set color, and we're going to set this to black, so it's color dot black. Alright, so our candles are going to be black. So we're using the one right here, float left, top, right, bottom, and then paint. So for left, we're doing this scaling for the row size. So we'll do, I'm going to have to cast it to a float. It's going to be I times row size. And you can see how that sets the left position of the candle. And then we'll do top, which is canvas dot get height. And we actually subtract by the top. So the reason we're doing canvas.getHeight minus top is because when you're drawing on a canvas, it's from the top left of the screen is 0, 0. So that's why we're doing that. And then we're going to do the right. So this will just be I plus 1 times the row size. And then finally, we'll do the bottom, which is canvas dot get height. We're doing the same type of thing, minus bottom. Okay. And then lastly, we have the paint, which is candle paint. And that should be drawing it. So let's see if this works. Let's run this. Okay, so here you can see that it has drawn the graph. So if we go to the GDAX thing, we can kind of see. Okay, so this is at 6 hours. So if I put it to 15 minutes, like 5 minutes. Okay, so 5 minutes, you can see how this is related. So by default, it's the 5-minute intervals, and we can change that in a later video. We'll talk about that. So you can see how the scale isn't exactly right for the horizontal direction, how it doesn't go all the way to the edge of the screen. That would require a little bit more calculation instead of just dividing the width of the screen by the number of candles. The reason it does that is because it doesn't round it like exact. And what you could try here, you could actually, for row size, add 1 and then run it. But then the problem with this is it might even start going off the screen now. So you don't want that either. So what we'll work on, so what I think we'll do is have it to where you can scroll through the graph and we don't have to worry about it going off the edges or not going off the edges.